Alright, welcome to take 2 of the Untitled Manny and Marcus show. I am Marcus, the grand finale, and I am joined by
Lord Manny. Hey!
Ho Ho! Welcome to another exciting edition of the show. If you weren't here for the beginning of this, it was total chaos and technical difficulties galore. We could not figure out why Manny was not showing up on the screen, but you will never know that on the YouTube stream because, well, they know now because I told them. But they would have never known.
They will never see it because you deleted it.
Yeah, it's been deleted. It is gone. It is erased from existence. So, we're going to start the
Just
show
like Chris Benoit.
Ooh.
Boom, boom.
You should have said get Jack Gallagher. That would have been easier. He's gone too.
Jack Gallagher's more fresh.
I know. Yeah. He's gone now. He's gone. Shout out to the chat. Thank you, Gunsmurf. Remember, you can chat live with us every Tuesday and Thursday at 11 a.m., 2 p.m. 2 p.m. Eastern Time, 11 a.m. GMT time, or at 7 p.m. GMT time. You'll see the highlights at the end of the show. I got nothing else. We're going to start the show off with a bang. Manny, you feeling all right? You ready to go? Dress dapper
I'm
as
ready
usual.
to
go. All right.
I'm ready to go. Let's do this.
And stuff still isn't working. Let me click it. Alright, here we go. The next topic you can see at the bottom. It is the horror or the horrible show at Extreme Rules. Manny,
Extreme Rules.
Extreme Rules! I just read the chat. Gus will say Bill Wise at Eric's top 5. He is, and he will never admit it. He will never take that bullet.
Well, let's also remember Matt Hardy was in Eric's top 5 at one point, even though he refuses to acknowledge that as well.
Yeah, he was saying Matt Hardy's in his top 5. He doesn't know where Matt Hardy is, but he put Matt Hardy in his permanent top 5. So, I think when on that one episode when he revealed his top 5, he didn't have Matt Hardy in there. I feel like somehow Matt Hardy has fell out of his top 5, and I don't know what happened. But more on that later. Let's talk about Extreme Rules, which was Sunday this week. It was the horror show at Extreme Rules, in which there was a lot of gimmick matches that were never heard of before, including a swamp match, an eye gouging match, or an eye for an eye match, and all types of controversy and all the finishes. Manny, what were your thoughts on the horror show at Extreme Rules?
Well, overall, the wrestling was pretty solid, and I rank the wrestling way above the inflated ratings of the Slammiversary that happened also on the same weekend. So overall, the wrestling was a lot better than what I watched on Impact, but that may be because I'm more invested in it. Like it impacted some stuff, and we should be happy for Impact. Let's not throw any hate their way. They did their thing.
Now we have an Impact section following this stuff. We can talk about Impact on the next one. I'm going to give my thoughts on Extreme Rules. Extreme Rules I thought was actually a good show. It was shockingly good, and it kept me entertained throughout the show because it was I didn't know how things were going to work, especially with the eye versus eye match. If you just took the gimmick away, that was a really just good match between Rey Mysterio and Seth Rollins that told a good story. The eye thing, it was to me it was fun to see how they were actually going to use things. In which Rey Mysterio decided to use the kendo stick as chopsticks at one point, and the pliers, and I think it was a tire iron. I forgot what the other weapon was, but they were just using unique weapons and just having a really solid match. And they told the story, and the eye did look fake in the finish, but it was the best possible outcome. Would you agree with that?
Do you know what? I don't think they could have done anything more other than make that match more cinematic for the eye to look like it was out. But I don't think they were going for that. I think they were going for more of the shock value of not letting you see it for that long, and then the clickbait kind of value to it to make you go, oh, what's going on here?
Yeah, it did create the buzz. This was something that created the buzz throughout the internet. You go to I feel like every single news site of whether it's sports, entertainment, or something along those lines had a clickbait line of wrestler loses eye in wrestling match. Oh shit, what happened? Click the bait. Rey Mysterio loses eye. Here's the clip. Oh, that's fake as shit. But most people don't click the click, and you get to see it, and I believe it was probably one of the most buzzworthy things to come out of the weekend. It was Rey Mysterio loses eye. And it was like, oh man, I gotta know what happened. He's an iconic character in the world of professional wrestling. And I think it did its job. I think they succeeded in what they were trying to do. Also, the other controversial finish. Sasha Banks may have became champion, allegedly, because Bayley counts to 1, 2, 3 after ref gets green acid spit in his eye. And I know it's mist, but he treated it like it was acid. He was dead.
Do you know what? I firmly believe, as I've seen this referee on Mike Rome's Instagram account twerking to the Nia Jax entrance music as she came to the ring, he deserved to get that spat into his face.
Yeah. So, how did you feel about that finish? Did you feel like it was
for TV
considered bad and controversial?
For TV purposes and to push the needle of this storyline, it works. However, it annoyed me because everyone was all against this whole authority figure, and we shouldn't have authority figures in wrestling. But it works well with NXT. You don't really see William Regal now. You just see him on an iPad.
Yeah, he shows up every day.
At least you know he's there. Whereas, like, someone could have come out from the back. Like, even another referee could have come out from the back. Where has it become this thing now that it's just one referee per match? If he gets knocked down, you got to wait for him to get back up. Before, when one referee went down, another one came sliding in.
Well, Manny, I can answer that question. It's that we are in a pandemic and they are limiting officials.
Care about the pandemic.
They are limiting officials to the ring.
If you choose to come to work, you choose to go get that disease.
He did not want to go up there and break social distancing protocols. That's why Charles Robinson or I know Mike Chioda isn't there, or Tony Chimel, or whoever the hell comes out there.
Tony Chimel's a ring
announcer. I don't care. I don't care, okay? It doesn't matter. That's why nobody came and made the save. I thought that, like, I agree with you that there should be an authority figure there throughout the night updating people on what's going on of the ruling, because the announcers even seem confused. I really appreciated the heellessness that Bayley and Sasha presented, in which she decided, it was like people were on cocaine, and they decided we can make the rules. Like, we can just make the rules. And not only that, they had the wherewithal, we're going to win the title, take the title, and leave the arenas before anybody says anything. And now, if you just had later on the night that somebody was like, hey, you know, they're not the champions, but this matter will be handled on Raw the next night, I feel like that would have been a better approach. Because I feel like a lot of people thought Sasha won the belt this way. But in the back of my mind, I was like, they didn't win. If anything, Asuka was disqualified. The ref never called it. The main person at fault is the man that rung the damn ring bell. He rang the ring bell when Bayley said do it. Like, he was scared to death of Bayley.
Well, it's just like, it brings me back to WrestleMania 9. When Money Inc. were against Hulk Hogan and Brutus the Barber Beefcake. And then suddenly, Jimmy Hart decides to turn his blazer inside out when the referee takes a bump and counts a 3 count. And then, what happens? Someone came from the back and went, no, this is not what happens. This is what I need.
You need one authority figure. Like Regal, like you said, shows up once every now and then. He plans on showing up this Wednesday on NXT to make an announcement, and that's the end of Regal. And he's probably not going to even be there. He's going to be on an iPad or on the Tron. And he's probably just going to announce TakeOver at the Performance Center one more time. Possession is 9 tenths of the Mania 9. What's wrong with Mania 9? I don't even remember what happened at Mania 9. This finish now. Maybe that's what we'll go back and look at one of our throwback or our time machine episodes or whatever. I don't even remember what we called them.
I think even just watch along with.
Yeah, just watch along. Yeah, it wasn't even called anything. Let's just go back and do the watch along and see what happens with that. Next thing was the swamp match. Very cinematic match. Braun Strowman in the swamp. Apparently we had fake Luke Harper's and fake Eric Rowan's. A man was set on fire. I think he set himself on fire, to be honest. I don't think Braun actually did it. And Alexa Bliss allegedly turning heel and revealing herself as Sister Abigail, only for both men to end up falling into the swamp, with only the Fiend coming out after red water surfaces. I have no idea what to make of this match other than it happened.
It felt very Ultimate Deletion. It had a very Ultimate Deletion vibe to it, where if Matt Hardy was there, it would have been the River of Tranquility or some nonsense that.
The Lake of Reincarnation.
There you go. I was on the same lines of a very big word.
Yeah.
it had a very good feel to that, and like I had to watch it 3 or 4 times to realize Bray Wyatt was the winner of this match.
I still don't know. I just know because it seemed like the show ended at one point, right? It seemed like Braun Strowman's like, it's over, it's all over. And then they have the end credits logo of like WWE Entertainment, blah 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 in the corner, and then it's like, come on, I'm coming to kill you. And then the Fiend comes out. It's like,
as you learned from NXT, you should know you should never trust that graphic.
I'll tell you this. This isn't my favorite cinematic match. I don't think it beat the John Cena Bray Wyatt match as well, but I was really pissed about the original credits showing up at the end right there because I was like, what the fuck is this shit? But I enjoyed, somehow, something I didn't really care for got better after it allegedly ended. Like that last scene made it, you know what, it all put it together and it got we got. Because it was the interrogation scene of just Bray talking rubbish for like, it seemed like 5 minutes. And we got the first person view of him getting hit with a brick. I just thought of all the cinematic matches on the lower tier, but it wasn't like, I don't know. I don't even know where I rank this, or like I haven't even computed this. I need time to digest this still, and it's already been like 3 days. Anything else from Extreme Rules you'd like to bring up? The tag match, table match.
The tag match was really good. I thought Kofi died.
Yeah.
Like Kofi actually looked like he was broken. Just in general.
Yeah.
Taking that bump.
Better table bump. Ziggler doing the elbow on Drew, or Kofi going through the power bomb. I got Kofi. I'll pick Kofi, by the way.
Kofi sold it. Wait, I don't even know if he sold it because he generally looked dead.
Yeah. He never moved. Like, Cesaro and Shinsuke had this full-on celebration in which Cesaro did the most talking of his life when he decided to go to the announce table and talk to Michael Cole. Was like, this is the respect they give us. This is all. This tells us everything. This is what we earn. And I'm like, what is he even talking about? And Shinsuke's like, yeah, boy. Like Flavor Flav in the background. And so I took that as being one of the... it was a really nice start to the show. I was shocked the New Day lost to this makeshift team. I don't know if they have future plans for Cesaro and Nakamura other than to lose those titles to the New Day again. But for what it was worth, this is a good match. Until Shinsuke, or until Cesaro moves on to his next tag partner, we'll see what happens.
So in terms of the DSPN Championship, we have a little bit of housekeeping to go through. And given that Eric is now in the chat, the ultimate hater...
The hater. The host of the upcoming show, Hate on the Plate.
Hater in the house!
Haters!
The end of the night, it ended up being, I've ruled that Apollo Crews versus MVP is a complete forfeit, as that didn't happen, so the match does not count. Excellent. And the controversy of Asuka versus Sasha Banks, that is a no contest. Neither of you score anything on that.
It's bullshit. You saw the 1, 2, 3. Did I get Sasha in that one? I don't even remember who I went.
So you went Asuka, and then Eric and the Dizman went Sasha Banks.
Oh yeah,
that has been ruled out. That is void.
That is the wrong belt I have up right now. Yep. So
Yes.
We are currently tied.
So, no. So, I determined that Bray Wyatt won that swamp match. So that puts you at 4, and Eric and Adrian at 3.
Okay. So Bray Wyatt... Oh, no.
However, we've still got a match on the table. Jeff Hardy versus Sheamus is on SmackDown. And given that Eric and the Dizman both picked Jeff Hardy, and you've got Sheamus, and that match counts as 2, those 2 could end up tying.
Oh, man. So the stress continues.
Which means... Grudge Smurf, shut your mouth.
I was looking at the chat. I was like, I was gonna update you. What the shit talking that's going on in the chat about the general manager. He is honorable. He is honorable. I am still your champion. I am still your champion, and I will never relinquish this title without a fight. We still got matches to go. We still got matches.
And given that Asuka and Sasha are happening on Raw, I'm putting that into the mix. And both of them have till Saturday to lock in their pick for Asuka versus Sasha.
Oh, it's easy. Asuka's winning. I don't even have to think about it. I am the champion, and I will remain champion. Because this Friday is going to lock it down when when Sheamus defeats Jeff Hardy in that bar fight, which was bumped for some reason. I don't know why it was bumped.
If you somehow win with Sheamus on Friday, we won't even need to go to Asuka versus Sasha.
I stay your undisputed DSPN super heavyweight champion of the world. Marcus, the grand finale. With that being said, we should move on to bigger topics of the show.
Impact. Do you see it as racism, Levi? To me, it seems like a natural storyline that these wrestlers would be interacting with each other.
Wait, what's going on?
Oh, wait. How do you justify the blatant racism of WWE? Every minority on the Raw roster has only been matched up with other people of color. That is a conversation that we probably should get into another day. That is a very good debate, and that should be a separate topic on its own.
It is, but you know, the thing is, it's a lot of minority wrestlers right now. Only Drew's the only white champion on Raw right now, and I don't know, it's very it is controversial. Even though Andrade and them are fighting the Viking Raiders every now and then, so that's where we stand with this. So who knows? Who knows what they're doing? But moving on to Slammiversary, the most diverse wrestling show, Impact Wrestling. Because they can just get who they can get and whoever they have. It happened this weekend. They had a lot of the WWE releases on this show, and even some more surprises. The return of the Motor City Machine Guns. Heath Slater Heath Slater made an appearance and was immediately thrown out the building. The Good Brothers came in at the end to save Eddie Edwards from Madman Fulton. And the surprise appearance in their title matches was two surprises. The returning Rich Swann, which I almost threw a pillow at Eric TV. I was at his house, and I was like, Rich Swann? They got paid for Rich fucking Swann? That's what I'm getting. And then it was Eric Young who showed up, which was a pleasant surprise, who still has it. His wrestling ability, but he just hasn't been wrestling. And then at the end of the show, it ended with EC3 vignette. Manny, what are your thoughts of all the surprises or the returning wrestlers that appeared at Slammiversary?
I think the only one I really cared about was the Good Brothers, because they made a massive deal of it throughout the whole entire show. It's like, oh, we're waiting for the Good Brothers. They didn't highlight anything about anyone else. Like, I'm keen to see what they're gonna do with EC3, but because he was vastly underused in WWE.
It was ridiculous. They hated him.
No, because like what they were doing with him in NXT wasn't exactly that great either. Like, let's be honest.
Yeah, it was bad. They hated him.
Yeah. So, I kind of want to just see what they do for him. The other bits and pieces, I'm not that sold on. But Impact made me a fan of Willie Mack.
Willie Mack, if for those who don't know, is everybody's uncle, kind of like just looks like he just woke up out of bed, and then all of a sudden he has all these athletic maneuvers, and you go, "What the hell is this?" But he was
Willie Mack looks like the guy that will literally tell you, "Go pick your switch."
Yeah. Willie Mack will give you money to go buy him cigarettes, even though you're 12 years old. Like, figure it out. You find a way to get me those cigarettes. But my favorite match of the show, even though they had all these surprises and these returns, and you know, like you said, EC3 was heavily underutilized, and he had that vignette, and he's been doing amazing promo work since he's been released. Probably the most proactive of all the released WWE talent. I feel like the biggest thing that happened on the show to me was Jordynne Grace versus the virtuosa Diana Purrazzo. And I feel like they had a technical sound match, and they went all the way. They pushed each other to the limit. And it was my first real experience watching Jordynne Grace wrestle. And I was like, man, she's not only probably the best big woman of the game, she might be the best women's wrestler alive today. And that's comparative to the WWE wrestler. I was shocked. This was more like a WWE's women's match, because when you get to Battle Royal, you go like, none of these people going to make it. These guys are all indie trash. This is the leftovers in this. And then you get to that match, and you go like, oh wow, they're really good. And you realize that Diana Purrazzo was underused in WWE.
Yeah, it did feel like she was underused after seeing how she performed at Slammiversary. But like, not everyone can get the spotlight. So I think her moving to Impact is probably a good move for her career. And then down the line, she might think, oh, I can probably move. I've progressed in my career. I might be able to go back, or I might be able to go to AEW and improve their women's division. So, like, I wouldn't take it as all doom and the way I think she's going about it. It's all doom and gloom, is that they didn't use me that well, because like not everyone has the time to shine in WWE.
Well, according to WWE, only like 4 women can shine at a time. That's their limit. That's their limit. And most of them are the 4 horsewomen, and now Asuka, since Becky is out, has fit into that 4th spot, and Charlotte's out, so so you may got 2 or 3 right now. Seems like Shayna and Bianca are on the way up as well. The Afterworld Lumberjack Champion. Wes is claiming that title.
Wes is claiming to be a champion.
But I thought the number one thing this show, the Impact show, did was show that Impact is now a player in this wrestling game after the show. Like, they picked up enough talent that makes you interested, that made me interested to tune in tonight to actually watch some Impact Wrestling from the beginning to end. Normally I just go and flip over and be like, I don't care about this shit. But I'm curious what EC3 is going to do. The Motor City Machine Guns fighting the North tonight, who I found out was a really good tag team. They really wrestled around 75-year-old Kid Shamrock.
Do you or anyone in the Lumber Chat know like what roughly the Impact ratings are in comparison to, like, let's just call it AEW versus NXT? Like, because I don't think they're pulling like Raw or SmackDown numbers, which aren't great as it is. No, but I reckon they might be pulling similar numbers to close numbers, aren't they? Not even close.
No, not even close. They're on the Access Network, which isn't the biggest network here, and it's probably more around like the 300 to 200,000 probably views or something like that. If they're even getting that. That's how small that network gets in ratings. It's only used for showing like old musicians in their concerts. There's nothing else on that network. Maybe you get an Eddie Money reality show on there, but I think he's dead, so they even had to cancel that. So there is nothing on the Access Network, but this could help them gain ground. And it's again, we're in a modern culture. I don't think we should concern ourselves with the ratings. There are other means to get Impact. I'm sure a lot of people didn't pay for that Impact pay-per-view. They just watched it via other means. Just via other means.
Yeah, I definitely wasn't paying for that.
Yeah. So, I think it's a show that people should check out. You don't check it out for the reasons Eric check it out. Eric check it out of pure hate for AEW. Just to say, Impact is better than AEW. That's it. That's the only reason he lived for. But I think they have a solid show. I think... excuse me. I think it does go overappreciated by some people, and then it goes underappreciated by some people. So it's in the middle ground where it's just, I think, an average wrestling show that has potential to get better. Alright. Enough about the Slammiversary. It's time to move on to Monday Night Raw, in which a lot of things happened, and then a lot of nothing really happened. There was stuff settled, but then stuff coming back. Like the main thing, the main thing that was settled, Dolph Ziggler and Drew McIntyre was done after Extreme Rules. They were done. Ziggler got to pick a stipulation. He lost the match. He was embarrassed. He comes out to the ring and asks for another match. Drew McIntyre's like, fuck off. I'm leaving. I do not have to sit for this shit. Which is the first time I think that's ever happened in wrestling. When someone goes, why am I standing here hearing you talk? I'm walking away. Drew grants him another match and says, but I get to pick the stipulation, and I'm not going to tell you until we have the match, which is next week. Manny, how do you feel about Dolph getting one more match?
I don't think he deserves it, but I don't think they've got anyone for Drew, to be honest. like, I don't need to see that match again. And like you said in the mid-card mess, the stipulation looks like it's going to be his career. Yeah. Where Dolph's going to probably take another break again to do his stand-up comedy, which no real audiences are going to, so I don't know how he's going to do that.
Well, the best thing about being a stand-up comedian is that sometimes you don't get a real audience anyway. You just kind of get random people show up, and maybe he'll do it online. Maybe he'll do videos online. Who knows? It just seems like I believe his career is going to be online because you don't get lower than where he's at right now. You got to pick stipulations, and then you're in the ring begging, and you're completely dismissed by the champion. So we'll see where that lands next week. Also, what happened on the show, Stephanie McMahon decided to make an appearance to finally somebody that has authority, and the inmates aren't running the asylum, and announce that Sasha Banks is not the champion. Sasha seemed upset and shocked about the scenario. But Asuka is still champion. Next week, they will have a match to determine who is the real champion. But if there's any interference, that person will lose the title. So
well, Bailey had tweeted literally just before we came on, at Stephanie McMahon is done for with 4 angry faces.
I appreciate the threat. Like, that is a serious threat. I will kill her. I'm serious. Bailey is on cocaine.
So my response was, just be glad she didn't put you in a shark cage above the ring.
So next week that'll be settled. In the meantime, Bailey and Kairi Sane has what appears to be, maybe, kind of, Kairi Sane's last match ever-ish. Her contract is done. She is now a free agent, but apparently they did 2 tapings on the show. So therefore, she has next week to probably get killed off. But she defeated Bailey this week. How did you feel about that?
It was a good, solid win.
Yep.
And according to MVP logic, Kairi Sane's your new SmackDown Women's Champion, guys. Like, if you pin the champion, regardless of it's a non-title match, you're the champion. So Kairi Sane is the uncrowned SmackDown Women's Champion.
So for Kairi Sane, she's get the send-off treatment lately for WWE. I feel like it's been graceful for certain people. The Dean Ambrose / John Moxley send-off, he had videos of the last days of the Shield, and they had him winning matches and fighting Drew and stuff, and it was a very unique end that normally people just get jobbed out. Then we fast forward to Heath Slater, who was on his end, his last role. They gave him TV time and kind of a redemption into his story. And they folded everything up nice. And then now he showed up on Impact. Do you see the same happening with Kairi Sane, in which they wanted to end on really good terms as she returns to Japan?
Well, I think she's still going to follow an ambassador role, I'm assuming. So I feel like they just want her to have a solid win, and then goodbye. What it is, I feel like she's had a bad run, like when she called up.
Do they kill her off next week? Do you kill her off?
I don't think they will.
Like, just have Bayley and Sasha just kill her before a match, and then that's the end of Kairi Sane.
Kill her. Just kill her.
Just kill her. Or Nia Jax just comes by and run her through a wall. Like, I don't know. She's like, I'm the Juggernaut. Just run her through the wall. Like,
I'm the Juggernaut, bitch.
I'm so used to wrestlers jobbing out. Like, you don't beat the champion on your way out. Hashtag F the chat? Is that what that stands for?
Fuck the Chad.
Oh, the Chad. The Chad.
Or fuck that Chad. Guys, make this trend. I want this trending.
Hashtag FTC. That's who we are now. That's the tag team me and Manny have chosen. We're the FTC. Fuck the chat. The chat. For those who may not hear it right, the chat, not the chat. The lumber chat is dope. You guys are amazing. And yes, I may not be answering. And Chris, I didn't bring up the Stephanie versus Bayley in the ass match, or the Kairi Sane versus EO match is criminal. You know, I didn't bring all that up. But, you know, time can pass. You know, she's going to take time off, and she's going to, you know, whatever, start a family or do whatever she can. I wish her the best. I'm sure she's going to be on next week to get her ass kicked up. I'm pretty sure. Moving on to other stories. Ron Simmons made an appearance, and he was talking to MVP and Bobby Lashley, which also distracted R-Truth enough, who had a frying pan, to get booted by 46-year-old Shelton Benjamin. Was he 46 or something like that?
I think he's 45.
45-year-old Shelton Benjamin laid out and he became the new 24/7 champion. They come to the ring and declared that he's the executive vice president of the Hurt Business and that they're a thing. And that then the Hurt Business get into a 6-man tag with Richard O'Shea, Cedric the Entertainer, and the returning Mustafa I'm Not the Hacker Ali. The hacker gimmick is dead, Manny. How do you feel about that?
I don't think it's fully dead. Like, he could still be wrestling and then portrayed as hacker, like, as if it's not him.
Yeah. It wasn't me. No, it wasn't me. You sure it wasn't? I mean, I see your new shirt.
You seem to know a lot about computers and stuff.
Yeah, I seem to see that logo on the back of your shirt. It's the Hackers logo. I'm just saying, and it was like shining a light. I'm just saying. But with that being said, it seems like they're planting seeds to a new nation. And we've been talking about this a lot on the show lately, ever since MVP and Bobby Lashley has formed up, and everybody's been clamoring for their new nation. I hope this happens, but I want it to happen in front of a crowd or something. I feel like the impact is less. I kind of want a black uprising. I want them to be like, who's in this group? And you know, they have everybody, and then you realize it's all of them, even the New Day. And it's like, oh shit, everybody. It's like random black people attacking people. And it's like, what is going on?
But I feel like there's one person to add, and I feel like Apollo really needs to be in this group.
Yeah. I feel like that's what's going to be the end storyline to this. That's why he is ducking MVP, is because he's now with MVP. He learned his lesson. And so, like, if they do another 6-man tag, and they're like, oh, our boy Apollo's turning, and they act like they're going to fight, and then the match starts and Apollo turns on them, would be a nice heel turn. And then MVP hands him his United States title. And it'd be nice. It'd be a good heel turn. And I would rather see Apollo and even Cedric. Ricochet, I feel like his survival is on. He's going to be Ricochet. It's the same thing.
I feel like they should be attempting to capture all the gold, which I would like to see Bobby Lashley versus Drew again. Like, in the lead into SmackDown, if they can't actually get anybody else. Like, Bobby Lashley is the only legitimate contender for that belt on Raw, unless they bring in someone from NXT. So, I want Bobby to go for the title, and then I wouldn't mind them bringing in Ricochet and Cedric to take the tag team titles.
Yep. Well, you still have other contenders. I mean, Kevin Owens isn't currently doing anything right now. Aleister Black. It seemed like on the Aleister Black and the Rey Mysterio, they wrote him out of this. Like, I feel like this attacking was to get Aleister Black permanently away from this storyline. Like, that's how you do it. He takes some time off. He doesn't have to worry about it. He comes back into the main event picture. Or, somewhere around there. It's the only way to get him out. Because there's no out. You took Rey Mysterio's eye. Was he going to win? Seth Rollins has been on the road. He technically beat Rey Mysterio. And I would say that was the second biggest match of the show. He took a guy's eye out. At least you could do is get him a title shot. So they do have certain contenders. And I don't think anybody else is coming back recently or, they're not digging up anybody. Unless, and then you got Randy Orton who fought the Big Show tonight and killed the Big Show. Which I think most people are happy.
I think that might be the direction they're going with Drew. I think that's the direction they're going to be going towards SmackDown. And maybe Randy Orton takes the title.
You mean SummerSlam?
What did I say?
SmackDown.
Yeah. My bad.
It doesn't matter. We're going to SmackDown with it. Yeah.
It's been a long day. I'm wearing a tie, goddammit.
We're taking this to SmackDown. But yeah, I think Randy Orton would be the right contender for it. Because Edge isn't coming back for a while. I believe he's going to kill enough legends that it's led him to the main event. What I thought was interesting, and there are two characters I thought were interesting. I thought Shayna Baszler just sitting in the back. I'm assuming she's going to be the next contender for the women's title. Bianca, I have no idea what they're doing with her. It was 1 week she's back, and it was like, go fight solo. I'm assuming Billie Kay has the coronavirus, is why she wasn't on the show, because she had other beasts to handle.
Everyone else. So what we didn't really cover in the Extreme Rules pay-per-view was Apollo wasn't cleared to wrestle because he got a negative test on he got a positive test on the COVID-19 test, so he wasn't cleared to wrestle. And I'm assuming still quite a few others. Yeah.
It's still going. Remember, it's supposed to be 30 strong or whatever it is. And it's new cases. And then they're in Florida where it's the heart of the COVID situation.
Yeah, I believe Sheamus had it, but he was still filming content for them.
Ric Flair's wife has it. What the reason why he wasn't on the show this week? Because I think he was there. He showed up backstage. They were like, dude, your wife has COVID, which means you probably have it. You idiot.
Get out of here, old man.
Get out of here, you old man. Randy Orton never needs you anyway. Get out of here. Get out of here. Oh. So, it does seem like a significant people are being hit with it. I don't know if Natty has it, because Shayna can't beat her up or whatever. So, it seems like COVID is really taking its effect on WWE or the direction they're going to go. I heard that Vince McMahon had to rewrite this show several times, probably for that reason, or because he likes to do it anyway.
That's what the tweet actually stated. I think apparently the time to start taping the show was at 1 in the afternoon, and I don't think they started till about 2:30 because they had to rewrite because so many people were actually out.
Yeah. So, and what I also heard, according to the dirt sheets, is that they were actually going to shoot the Nation gimmick tonight, but they couldn't do it because of COVID and all the rewrites, and they had to change everything. So they just decided to plant the seed with having Farouk in the back. Even though he did talk to the Viking Raiders at one point. Like, it didn't make sense. I was like, is he recruiting them?
Just because he's talking to one group of people and another group of people. Like, I could talk to you and talk to someone else and have completely different agendas.
Yeah. I mean, he could be setting them up for something. But he just seemed like he was getting all his ducks in a row. Like, I'm not joking. I have the damn shirt on, but I'm not saying it tonight. And I need to talk to the Viking Raiders. Would you be okay if an entire black group swarmed the company? And can you be the new PG-13 of this group?
No. If anyone's going to be PG-13, it's got to be Miz and Morrison.
Well, they're the better rappers. Alright, maybe he was looking for a crush. And he was like, Hanson, you'd be a good new crush. Ivar, not so much. You don't have the beard. So, I'm really interested to see where they go to New Nation. I would like to see Bianca actually enter the New Nation. Or even all the Street Profits. They had a different angle to them this week. They had Edge. And by the way, the greatest frog splash of all time. For the record.
Way better than before, I used to think it was RVD's. Because RVD could rotate and change direction.
Yep.
But he never got elevation as much as Montez does.
Yeah.
He gets some... Like, when they show it, he's literally like, are you touching the roof at this point? Whenever they re-show it, it's like, look at the elevation, like, whoa.
It's like, you know that fan that's on the other side of the performance here? It looks like you could jump up, grab it, swing around a little bit, do some flips, and then land on the guy. That's how athletic it seems like it is. It is a ridiculous height. And then the whole 180, it just seems so smooth. And like I was like, man, that's insane. That's the greatest frog splash I've ever seen. That he just spin all the way around with that height as well. It was just like, wow. It was impressive. And they look dominant. The Street Profits have never looked this dominant. They beat Garza and Andrade up in the back. Then whooped their ass in the match. Celebrated and was done for the night. Was done. So, I mean, if they were to join MVP, I mean, it's a million possibilities. But again, I would like to see all the black people in WWE formed in some super group. It'd be the Bullet Club, but the Black Bullet Club.
But that was the thing. So remember when MVP first came back at the Royal Rumble? He was on Raw the next night and had a match against Rey Mysterio. But I think he had a picture or something that came out from backstage of him taking a picture with the Street Profits.
Mm-hmm.
And like he had an interaction with them before. And it's almost like get your shit together kind of chat. And I feel like they would benefit and as a tag team, even though I firmly believe Montez could do better on his own. But
well, yeah, if they were to join, you could honestly say we're doing this, but the star we're building, because they need youth. They don't really have much youth in there. If you add this, Montez will be the rock of that group, in which he's always overstepping his boundaries in front of MVP, the leader. By the way, I don't know who Art Barr is. In the chat, they said he had a pretty good frog splash. And then, Levi is also agreeing with Art Barr had a great swing. Frog splash. I don't know who Art Barr was. That is out of my range.
I don't know who Art Barr was. D'Lo's wasn't that bad.
D'Lo's was good.
D'Lo had the leg movement.
No, D'Lo's had the chest protector. Oh, there it is. The chest protector frog splash looked like the most devastating one in Eddie. I mean, you can go all day with these frog splashes, but overall, what were your thoughts of Raw? Did you enjoy the show? Do you think it was just there, or what? How did you feel?
You're not even going to bring up the Randy Orton Big Show.
Oh. Okay. I'll bring it up. I just forgot about it.
You said this was the match that brought you into Raw last week when it was announced.
And you know what? I still stand by that. I thought it was a solid match, and it was as good as it's going to be. And I think the thing I wanted from this match, and what I want from wrestling now, is that I'm over flips, I'm over dives, I'm over spectacular athletic, even though I'm all and over a frog splash 1 minute earlier before I said that. I just wanted a solid big man match, and that's what I got out of this. It was nothing special. There was some chops, there was some selling. Big Show got his ass beat and punted. We are done with this, and I feel like we settled everything here.
I'm just telling you now, I'm one more step closer to getting my legacy version 2. One more step.
They are gravitating toward them, and I feel like that would be the most unique form of legacy is Randy Orton and his Latin friends, basically. Yeah. And it does break up that, hey, all the races are fighting each other. Like the segregation of wrestling.
You telling me, literally, Garza would benefit from being with Randy Orton? And Andrade, but Garza most importantly, because Garza's on the come up.
Yeah, I mean, I feel like Garza would be better by himself. If he worked with Randy, he's just going to be gooning for Randy. He's not going to have any mic time. He's just going to be gooning standing there.
You say that, but I don't think Cody is anywhere near as good as he is if he didn't spend any time with Randy in Legacy.
Yeah, you're probably right. Cody wasn't. It's hard to tell. But I probably agree with you. I think I agree with you on that. Ted, it didn't work for Ted?
Yeah, but Ted was Ted. Ted had his own problem. Ted had his own demons.
All right. Anything else you would like to bring up for this Raw?
I think that the Seth Rollins promo was solid. Firmly putting out there that it was Ray's fault. Like, Ray actually wanted the stipulation.
Yeah.
It was Ray's choice of this stipulation. And then he just dealt the deal. And then Aleister Black came out with all hell. Blaming him for the whole situation, forcing him into that situation. No one forced Ray into that situation. He could pick any match.
Yeah, this is all Ray's fault. He could have he the one who went out there as eye for an eye. And he probably couldn't beat Seth Rollins in a regular match. I don't know. I mean, he could have cheated. Dominic could have came out there, low bro somebody and everything, and But I would like to see Rey Mysterio show up on Dynamite with both eyes.
If anyone follows me on social media or on the Facebook chat or anything or Twitter, I said before that match, Dominic is the worst son in the world for letting his dad, for being in that arena and then allowing that to happen to his dad. In a no disqualification match, worst son ever.
Also, for bonus footage of Raw, on Raw Talk this week, I saw a clip online. Shayna Baszler basically just busted up laughing because MVP was there. And, not MVP, R-Truth was there. And they were talking about catering. And R-Truth just goes, the fish was no good, the food was no good. He was like, you tried to fish? You tried to fry fish? You probably didn't put no tartar sauce on there. That's why it was no good. But yeah, I agree. Catering was bad. They were burying catering on Raw Talk. I don't think Samoa Joe was out this week. So.
Pardon?
Oh man, you missed it all on Raw Talk.
Well,
okay,
I never watched Raw Talk.
I know.
I never watched Raw Talk.
I just saw a clip and R-Truth made me laugh. He was talking about how him and Shayna Baszler were talking about how catering was no good. She was like, it sucked, and he was like, you try to fry fish? You need to put some tartar sauce on the fried fish for it to be any good. It was actually hilarious. Okay, Art Bar originated the Frog Splash, and Eddie Guerrero took his finisher when Art Bar died. Oh, that's an interesting fact. That's good. That's good to know. The unsung heroes of wrestling.
Is that Neil or Nell?
I think it's Neil. Neil.
New subscriber, Neil?
New subscriber, Neil? I don't care. I love him. He's a part of the Lumber Chat. That's all that matters to me.
Welcome to the Lumber Chat.
Oh man, this show's been going on for 50 minutes. Time flew by. So I have nothing else to add. I enjoyed Raw this week. Wasn't the best show? No. It seemed like a lot of setup for the next week after, in which we have 2 title matches and follow up to whatever happens involving the New Nation or whatever the case may be.
I'm looking forward to the New Nation.
If it happens, Vince can change his mind any minute.
Yeah, but I feel like if you got to him the day before on the tapings, I think you could have got it done.
Mm-hmm. And also, as Chris that brought up that all the black wrestlers and all the Hispanic wrestlers and all everybody's segregated? That is an issue that's currently going on, but I currently think
that was Levi.
Oh, Levi. I feel like it was it's a situation in which they're using who they got and who works the best with each other, but it could get mixed up, every now and then. Who knows? Bobby Lashley for champion. That's what I'm going with. Alright, that's the end of the show, guys. That's pretty much it. I can't rap.
No, other than subscribe, check out storefrontier.com/DSPN.
Hold on. Keep talking about it. I gotta.
Why do I have to keep talking about it? Just note, the shirt I'm wearing is limited edition.
By the way, Manny, I don't believe anybody heard me. I forgot the clip muted me, so they're gonna see us all in reverse. The video's gonna come back in reverse. Just go to storefrontier.com/DSPN and buy
Chris is asking if we're doing a Friday show.
Are we? That's a good question. Do you want to do a Friday show?
I don't mind doing a Friday show, but someone's got to pick something we got to watch.
I'll watch anything. We can go back and watch WrestleMania 9.
Chris, it has to be on WWE Network.
We can do WrestleMania 9, that tag match you're talking about. Or, was WrestleMania 9 Caesar Palace?
Yeah.
Tatanka versus Shawn Michaels. Or we can watch Yokozuna versus Bret Hart. The infamous match in which Hogan comes out and wins the title for no fucking reason.
See, we definitely need to watch that match. But there's so many like really stupid matches on that card that I feel like we need to watch. So like there's Shawn Michaels versus Tatanka. There's the narcissist Lex Luger versus Mr. Perfect.
Oh.
I'd hands down watch Doink versus Crush again.
Yeah, I forgot about that one. That's one of my favorite WrestleManias because of the aesthetic of it. That was in WrestleMania. You got Giant Gonzalez versus The Undertaker. We can start a streak. We can start our streak watch to watch along the streak with us. And we can just watch matches from the streak. And Giant Gonzalez.
We could probably do three of those matches a week.
What? Some of those are long.
Not all of them.
Giant Gonzalez is like 6 hours. That's a 6-star match.
Okay, Chris, what do you want us to watch? You have till Thursday to pick something.
Pick a show. We're open to anything. I know this week CM Punk posted this, the anniversary of him and John Cena's Money in the Bank. We can rewatch that match. But that's a good match. I'd probably just get caught up in looking at it, to be honest. That's my fear. If I get too good of a match, I might just get caught up in looking at it.
Okay, so Chris is going to look on the network. But what we probably should do is probably put up a poll. Somewhere.
Okay. Yeah, I don't know where to put up a poll at, Manny. That's our problem. That's our problem.
I'm sure we can do it in... If you subscribe to the Sharpshooters, normally there's a thing that comes up. So we'll look at it and we'll sort it out. But this is like post-game talk.
Maybe we go Eddie Guerrero, Rey Mysterio. And, what's that show?
WrestleMania 21?
No, I was going WCW. I was going way back.
Yeah, we could do that.
We haven't done
I'm a big fan of watching... I could do some old wrestling. I could do with a World War III. They were never good, but I could always do one.
That time they electrocuted Abdullah the Butcher. Let's see. Yeah, it's many things. I don't know. Tough call. Well, anyway, if you think of anything, please email us at thesharpshooters@gmail.com or message us on our Facebook page, facebook.com/thesharpshooters, or leave a comment on this very video. Yes, we see those comments. And say, I would like us to do a watch along of this match. And just tune in Friday for the watch along. We'll have something. It may be 1, it may be 2, hell, it may even be 3 matches. Who knows? Chris, we follow your lead. Find something on the WWE Network. It's the easiest one. It's the easiest platform for us all to sync up on. Because I believe most of us have it. And it's like, oh, hit play at this current time. It's easy setup. Instead of let's all find the same YouTube video. And hope that everybody can find that YouTube video. So, with that being said, I am your DSPN Super Heavyweight Champion of the World. Marcus, the grand finale. And I'm joined by, as always, how come I don't hear you? I did not hear you.
No. I muted myself. How did I manage to do that? I muted myself to cough. And then it stayed muted.
And I was like, oh. So let's do it again. I am your heavyweight champion of the world, Marcus the grand finale, and I'm joined by, as always,
Lord Manny. Hey, hey!
Ho ho! See you next week, or sorry. See you Thursday for the Untitled, Unsanctioned Manny and Marcus show. You guys have a great evening. Peace out. Deuces.
Peace.
All right. Other than the calamity, that show went well.
I feel like we